motherfucker on the beat.
I really don't believe these niggas can fuck with me.
Smash that like button, y'all. It's time to rock and roll, y'all. It's time to rock and roll.
They see anything different.
Told myself when I get home that I'ma take the streets.
Right.
Looking in the mirror, this a better me. Like self-care, I'm making time for me. I know these niggas mad cause they can't fuck with me. Right, prove me you loyal, now you stuck with me. Don't goof around cause there's no luck with me. Show me you loyal, now you stuck with me. You know I'm real, can put your trust in me. Try to make them get my vision, I'ma paint it. Move dangerous, cocaine V is white painted. Move cautious, the niggas call it scared, I call it smart. They too tough, they thought it couldn't happen, now you shot. I talk truth, I jumped off the step, I'm a different stoop. Star Wars, gun in the mask, boy a different troop. Yeah, picture niggas playing around with Rosa Sun. Have my youngin' light them up, I get you rolled in one. They ain't talking about money, these niggas talking light. Sitting on a brick and a half, I make a move tonight. Yeah, bucket low like I'm a fisherman. No money, I just give her the rod, I'm tryna will her in. Yeah, she turn to Mimi when she up there. Love her when I touch there, she can't get enough, oh yeah. I'm the nigga you call when your man buggin'. That's right, gon' cry on my shoulders. I know we fucking sound foul, but she been wanting to get a pussy up. And yeah, it's a good enough reason to get a pussy up. Told myself when I get home, then I'ma take the streets. Looking in the mirror, this a better me. Like self-care, I'm making time for me. I know these niggas mad cause they can't fuck with me. Right, Prove me you loyal, now you stuck with me.
Real.
Don't goof around cause there's no luck with me. Show me you loyal, now you stuck with me.
Real.
You know I'm real, could put your trust in me.
Another day alive, another day free. Why would I wake up trying to be somebody other than me? Knowledge, wisdom, understanding. Man, woman, and children. Sun, moon, and stars. Everything exists has to coexist within. Like I said, another day alive, another day free. Why would I wake up trying to be somebody other than me? Holy smokes, Batman. Holy smokes, Batman. How y'all feeling tonight? How y'all feeling tonight? If y'all can hear me crystal clear, let me get the dice cubes so I can do the roll call. It's time to rock and roll, baby. It's time to rock and roll. We got a beautiful coming up. The link is open panel tonight. It's open panel tonight. It's open panel tonight, man. It's open panel tonight, man. I'm gonna wait for some people to come up in here. Gotta wait for some people to come up in here. This is the conversation of conversations. This might be the conversation of the year. Don DeMarco. If y'all can hear me crystal clear. Anybody except a dead body, let me get the dice cubes. If I can start the ROLLCALL, that roll call. Can you dig it? Yeah. James, peace, beloved. I see you in here. Walaikum salam, brother. Let's get into this roll call. We got my man Red Pill Riem in the building. We got my man Big Mike. He's here. He said he number 3. FTC Vice is in the building. Big James, my brother from Nigeria. We got Clarice Bradley in the building. We got Dog Soldier in the building. We got Always a Queen in the building. We got Big Super in the building. We got Super in the building. Super say, yo, Dice, check this out. This going to be the one when you say you're going to quit YouTube again. No, I ain't. This one right here is going to be the conversation of conversations. Don DeMarco. Shout out to Clarice Bradley. Shout out to R&B Tizzle. We're going to wait for her to pop up. And some other people that want to come up. KD the Kid, I see you in the building. Appreciate y'all for pulling up because we had this conversation the other night. And we stopped it because just because I say one thing don't mean it's right. Just because you don't say one thing don't mean it's right. How about we get into the statistics and the analytics of it and go into some literature that they pulled up pertaining to it. And we should be all right. We should definitely be all right. KD, I see you in the building. I see you in the building. Like I said, some people would give them a chance to pop up and do what they got to do. But I think this is going to be a very, very great conversational piece. And people should be able to hear and learn from this one. Because me personally, my belief, I think totally different. The conversation, this is the first episode, y'all, of Men Are From Mars and Women Are From Venus. Episode 1. Y'all making history. Men are from Mars. Women are from Venus. The reason why we say this is the majority, they say, of women deal with emotion. They say the majority of some men deal with logic. What's better, emotion or logic? Straight to the point or trying to ease your way up to the point? This is a great conversation tonight. And before we get into this, I'm letting it be known right now, this is nothing against nobody that's gay, lesbian. This is nobody against the LGBTQ plus. I love everybody. It's just something that I think we need to talk about. Yak, I see you in the building, beloved. Yeah, Yak, it's open mic tonight. I want y'all up here. We waiting for some more women to get up in here. Clarice is in here. We waiting for artists. We waiting for Tizzle Tay. We're waiting for some other women. I want everybody to pull up and let's have a conversation and let's go over this literature, because this is the question of questions. Smash that like button, y'all. Let's get into this content. This is the question of questions. And everybody, how y'all feel about that? Do y'all feel as though you are born with the genetic of being gay? Is it a gene in your body? Is it a gene in your body that is formulated the minute from birth that says to you, if you're a man, you want to be with a man? It says to you, if you're a woman, you want to be a woman. It says to you, you might have the mind to be bisexual. But is it born like that from day one? My man Red Pill said, hell no. I agree with him. I agree with him. Does that mean we right? No. That just means we're in agreement. Just means we're in agreement. Because me personally, it's just like the saying, you got to be born a gangster. It got to be in your blood. And that's a fact. Even though a person may be born and won't be that aggressive as he's younger, or might not be that aggressive at all as a child, there could be one incident that could erupt that'll turn him straight into a killer. You see what Clarice said? Clarice said yes. She said, you are born that way, respectfully. That's her opinion. You see what she said? And I'm glad she in here, because if y'all don't know, like she said, her son is gay. Love him to death. We ain't got nothing to do that. We ain't going against that man. Love him to death. And he ain't no sucker. You dig what I'm saying? This just is a great conversation, getting to some content, because I feel as though, and this is just what I was told, and my lessons tell me this, the more you expose someone to something opposite of their lifestyle, the more the curiosity is going to what? Develop. The more it's going to develop. If you got a man, a child, a male child, Clarice, you got one with you too. Miss Always a Queen, the godmother, says she agrees that it's from the gene also. Oh, we got a great one tonight, y'all. So as of right now, we got me and my man Red Pill saying we don't agree with that. And then we got two women saying that they do agree with that. So that's tied right now. And that's a cold-blooded fact. That's why I know it's not a gene. See, that right there, I didn't even want to come up and kill the conversation with that, because that's the actual fact. Allah don't make mistakes. Allah don't make mistakes, y'all. Y'all can argue and scream and holler. I don't care what none of y'all is doing. Allah don't make mistakes. If God knows everything, ain't that right? Always a queen. Does God make any mistakes? Everybody in here, does Allah, Yak, does God make any mistakes? God don't make no mistakes. So you're not going to tell me that God made a mistake by making a man that's attracted to another man. And you're not going to tell me that God made a mistake by making a woman that's attracted to another woman. You see what Always a Queen said? Pay attention. God don't make mistakes. So you're not going to tell me that if you're born a man, you're not supposed to interact and carry yourself as a man. You're not going to tell me that if you're born as a woman, you're not supposed to interact and carry yourself as a woman. You see what my Nigerian Muslim brother said? He said, no child is born with a homosexual gene. Allah doesn't make no mistakes. Dog Soldier says, I don't think we're born that way, respectfully. My man Big Yak said, it's a combination of both. Some people are born with the traits. Pay attention to what he said. Pay attention. Some people are touched and are violated that will make them have different traits. And some people just go around life that way. See? You see that? Now that just made a perfect sense. That's not being born with a trait. That's being born and then being sexually assaulted. It's not being born with a gene. If God made you as a man, you are supposed to be interacting with a woman. If God made you as a woman, you are supposed to interact with a man. And the reason why is because two men cannot make a child. Two women cannot make a child. And if God did not want us to flourish and be the world that we are today, and the group of people that we are today, he would have not made the same thing, made nothing called the reproductive gene. Cutthroat, I see you in the building. No, we gonna prove that tonight, Clarice. No, that's bullshit. You said, like you said, bullshit. You bullshit. Now, Clarice, we will agree on one thing. You do agree that God don't make mistakes, right, Clarice? Now, if I hear you say God made a mistake with your son, I'm giving you 10 seconds. No, God didn't do that with your child. God don't make no mistakes, baby. I know a lot of you women, because of the emotions that you carry, you want to believe that, but I'm here to tell you you're wrong. I'm here to tell you you're wrong, and I'm going to prove it tonight. That's a fact. I know I'm going to prove that. I'm going to be so gentle with y'all tonight. I'm going to prove this tonight. It's no alhamdulillah. Bismillah. Allah does not make any mistakes. If you're just like the time that we're all scheduled to die. So you mean to tell me if God has me scheduled to die right now at this second, you think I'm going to stop it because I feel as though I don't want to agree with God? You think he's going to stop what he already has written? He made a mistake? No. Let's get into this motherfucking work.
Another day alive, another day free. Why would I wake up trying to be somebody other than me? It's knowledge, wisdom, understanding. Man, woman, and children. Sun, moon, and stars. Everything exists, has to coexist within. Like I said, another day alive, another day free. Why would I wake up trying to be somebody other than me?
Yo, Red, that's you, my man? Let me see that you right quick in the cup. That's a cat.
fact,
Come on back.
No
You
doubt.
good, baby. You good. Uh-oh, we got my man. That's you, Yak. Let me make sure that's you before you get up here, Yak. That's you. That's Yak. That's Big Yak. Hey, yo. Yo.
Man, what up?
Yo. What up, Big Yak?
Salute.
Red, what's up, baby? Tell me something good, brother. How y'all brothers doing today first, man?
Man, bless.
Medicated Wookie, I see you in the building.
Man, is that me
I
with an
got
echo?
some literature. I think we got one tonight. I'm gonna wait for some women. Clarice is in here. She might pull up. She says she gonna pull up. We waiting on.
Hey, can I jump on this real quick?
Hell yeah, of course you can. Get on,
Man.
nigga.
Now I tend to believe it's individuals that's born that way.
That's what we
I
here
tend
for.
to
That
believe.
great debate, baby. Talk.
You know what I mean? I tend to believe you gotta like historically really pay attention to how many kids are 7, 8 years old. That's man. They have young ladies that totally have she don't believe nothing about her as a female. Drilled in it. Same and vice versa. I think some is born that way. My oldest brother was homosexual. You know what I mean? He was a man, but I think he was born with them traits. He was the one out of us the two of us, me and my older brother, we was hood as it get. It's my oldest brother from the beginning, man. This dude never wore tennis shoes, never got dirty, never man. Total opposite from day one. You know what I mean? From day one.
Copy. Toppy, talk to me, Red. Talk to me, Red. How you feel
Hey,
about
yo,
that?
man, listen, man. Like I said in the chat, God don't make mistakes. And I bet everything I own, love, respect, stand on. There's not a person who believes that people are born this way can show me a gay animal. Show me some gay animals out here.
I never even thought about that one. I swear to
Yeah, I
God, Red, I
know.
never thought
I
about that
know.
at all until you said that,
I
bro. That's a hell of a
know.
point right there.
I
But this is what the
know.
conversation is about. That's why we here, y'all. Let's get this shit going. Let's pull up.
I'm
I got
here
some
Yeah,
for it.
literature
yeah.
lined up.
I think it's the individual, but it man, it's people that fall under each umbrella. I truly believe that.
See, my thing is the reason why I just my belief. I think that when Yak said something down here in the South back, they even say it to this day. Something Yak just said is very important. There's some young ladies that are so aggressive. The first thing they call them is tomboys.
Yep.
They don't want to wear no dresses. You don't want you touch. They want to be fighting and hollering and jumping in trees and shooting and hogs and dogs and all that nonsense.
But is that aggression really, bro, or is that just what they're accustomed to?
That's
Is
right.
that is that they got 7 brothers in the crib or 5 boy cousins that they always was around?
That's right.
It
Like, come
depends on
on,
the
bro.
individual too, though.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand, like, when Son said earlier about the 7, 8 year old little boys who tend to show feminine tendencies and things like that. They may have been around a bunch of females or whatever, but that's still no excuse or reason for me because I come from that.
Me
Yeah,
You
too.
know what I'm saying? I
and
know, Dice. I know. I
yeah,
come from that.
and
You
I
know what
and
I'm
I
saying?
agree with you, but we got to remember, generationally, man, why you're different, man. When a woman is pregnant, man, what a woman eats, the energy that's spewed into a woman just from the atmosphere, all that shit goes into that baby, and man,
I feel you,
shit
but notice what
changes
you
shit.
said, bro.
The energy
Notice
of
what you
the life
said.
changes the dynamics of man. What that woman producing, bro.
But notice what you said. You don't see it until 7, 8 years. You ain't
Pay
see that
attention.
at
That's
3.
right.
You ain't see that at 3 years old. You ain't see that at 4 years old. You know why? Because the child is still developing and learning. Now, by 7, 8 years old, if the child was seeing a lot of feminine things going on, and whoever these women were around weren't correcting that child,
Preach.
then that's what happens.
Yeah.
They
Now,
become her.
now
I happen to be
I can.
around women that were like, yo, no, you a boy. No,
Yeah,
put that Barbie doll
I
down.
agree with you
No,
there.
you ain't playing with that. No.
To
Go
like
get
like
this He-Man. Pick up this wrestling cat. You know what I mean? Like, no. Like,
I think that's
to
more
me, it's about
prevalent
the
to
parent.
today's youth, bro. It's like, man, because we got to. Everybody got to take responsibility. A lot of us men or so-called men erased ourselves from being in these little boys raising their little asses because
Talk.
of whatever reason. And a lot of
Talk.
these women have these little boys sitting in a circle of women
Talk.
just
Right.
just speaking, and that young man come up listening to the mama just tearing shit up, cussing, throwing shit, and that's why these
Right.
little fuckers out here just have, man, they brain fucked. Instead of them throwing dishes and shit like they mama did, these little fuckers shoot bullets. That's why, man, it's generationally cursed, man. It's a lot that go into this. It's a
That's a
whole
great
lot that
point,
go
yeah.
in
That's
Look.
a goddamn
Up
great point right
until
there.
up until I think it was like 1974, they considered homosexuality a mental illness. Okay? To me, that makes more sense because for a man to look at another man and get a hard on, is something wrong up there.
Yeah,
That's that's just
that's not
that's how I
normal.
feel. Right. It's forget normal, it's not natural. It could
I
be
That's
agree with
normal
right.
you,
because that's what
Cruz.
they're trying to do now. They're trying to normalize everything, but they can't naturalize everything.
Big Shaq, I
And
see
that's
you in
what
the
they
building.
trying to
Salute,
do.
beloved.
That's what they trying to do by talking about men could get pregnant and all that. They trying to naturalize it, but never. You can't do that because it's not normal. It's not meant to be. It's not what God intended.
But see, look at Clarice. Clarice said
Yeah,
her
you
son
see
was
what
raised with
Clarice
both
said? I was just
parents.
getting ready to put that up.
Yeah.
Because I was just getting ready to speak on that, Yak. That's that Virgo shit. I know what you was
Yeah,
talking
man,
about.
you already know.
That's that Virgo shit there. I swear I knew what Yak was talking about.
You already know it. But it's like, man,
All right,
it's the individual.
because your
I
son
believe.
played with dolls at 2 years old, you saw he was gay. That's crazy. Come on, that's
See,
crazy.
me, in that situation to you, Clarice, what I'm saying is respectfully, you're more than welcome. You can pull up. She said, my son played with dolls out the gate. I saw it. My son at 2 years old. Now, you got to pay attention to something. You're a woman, Clarice. As
Right.
a man will not allow his son to play. See, you got to understand, like what Red was just saying. Like Yak was just saying. If you have a child that's in the group or the setting or the surrounding of a bunch of women, a lot of the feministic traits they're going to adapt to because that's the only thing that they are seeing. That's the only thing that they are being
Right.
exposed to.
You don't tell
A real man is not going to have his child playing with. See, the minute I came in the crib and seen my 2-year-old son playing with a doll, I'd have took it and threw it out the window. And then I'd have screamed, not just joking with you, Clarice, but I'd have screamed on my child's mother for allowing him to
right.
even play with a doll.
You don't see your little 5-year-old son playing with matches and go, "Oh, look at my little arsonist." No, we don't do that.
Dog said, I'm learning that it is the spirit of homosexuality. Clarice said it wasn't about the dolls. Yes, it is, Clarice. Because ain't no little boy supposed to be playing with no dolls. You saying it's not about dolls. Yes, it is. Because dolls are for little girls.
But she also
Not
said
little
she
boys.
saw
The
it.
last doll I remember boys playing with, and I ain't even like them, was G.I. Joe.
Huh?
She
What
also
was that?
said
What was
she
that? What was
saw it
that, man? When we was
when
growing
he
up,
played
Dice.
with the dolls.
G.I. Joe.
Now, technically, you remember the Easy Bake Oven?
That's a fact.
You remember that,
I
right?
remember that, yeah. My
Now,
cousins have it.
technically, that was supposed to be a young lady's fucking toy, right? I
That's
used to
right.
cook at Easy Bake Oven, and wasn't nothing feministic about me. I just enjoyed cooking from day
That's
one.
right.
You
Great
know what I'm
point.
saying?
Men and
Drop
women
guard
cook,
salute.
baby. Men and women cook.
You know what I mean? But
Word
it's
up. We
like,
both, matter of fact, I think the
but
best cooks in the world are
that was
men.
technically a girl's toy.
That's right. It was a pink oven set. That's a fact, Jack. Because it had the chocolate cake thing that came with
Had
it.
chocolate cake, bro. Exactly.
They came out with my buddy for
I tell you,
weird.
my cousin had that shit.
Telling my buddy.
Man, my little sister had it. She never used the little man. And I used to sit there, man, come home from school. I used it like a motherfucker.
I got a quick one I want to get into before we get into It's Too Deep. I think it's about 2 minutes. Let's get into this right quick before we get into this too deep. Pay attention to this. Let's see what these experts got to say on this 2-minute briefing right quick. You dig what I'm saying? Oh, I done bugged out. What the hell am I doing? You know I be bugging out, y'all. Pray. Man, I got to pray, man. I got to pray. You know I got to pray. I got to pray. You know I got to pray. You know I'll be messing up. Hold on, how I do that? Stop sharing. Boom. Okay, boom. There you go. Bingo. Yeah, I got it. You know I be thinking out crazy. You know I'm crazy. Oh shit! What the fuck? What the fuck? Oh, I done did the wrong one. That's what it was. I was on the damn wrong one. Pardon me, y'all. I was on the damn wrong one. See, that's that damn reefer. That is that damn reefer. I'm telling you, that's that reefer. Let's go. Let's get into this right quick, y'all. Fair YouTube
The vast
usage, y'all.
majority of any population of people are heterosexual, attracted to members of the opposite sex.
Fair YouTube
However,
usage.
some people, homosexuals, are attracted to members of the same sex. Estimates vary between anywhere around 1 to 6% of the general population, depending on how and where you ask people. Now, at this point in time, it's well established that being gay is neither an active choice nor something that you can successfully change in adulthood. And so this leaves us with a number of interesting questions like, why are some people gay and some people not? What is it about being a homosexual that leads them to have sexual orientations different from the rest of the general population? Well, it's undeniable that behavior is critically linked to brain function, and when it comes to sexual behavior, this is no different. The production of hormones, the perception of attractive people, and the feeling of pleasure associated with sex, these are all functions of the brain. And so one interesting question that we can ask is, are there differences in brain structure, or maybe in the patterns of neural activity, between heterosexuals and homosexuals that can explain differences in sexual orientation? Or, to put it much more simply, is there a distinctly gay brain? Well, the short answer is that yes, there is. But it's far more interesting to cover exactly how and why. So the first thing I'm going to do is cover theories about why people become homosexuals. Not evolutionary theories, but neurodevelopmental ones. And so that's going to involve a brief description of the brain development in the womb, as well as sexual differentiation between males and female, or male and female fetuses.
Now that's some deep shit.
About the physical differences that exist in the brain.
That's some deep shit, y'all.
That's deep. And it's like, man, you see Clarice's comments. She said a lot of men feel a certain type of way about gay situations or whatever. And for the masses, that's correct. I'm like just a different dude. I've had people like, man, you crazy because I went to gay clubs and man, they party like rock stars. They party like rock stars, that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing. I ain't worried about them. Nothing about no two dudes over there. It's some fine ass ladies that be up in there. And that man, because I'm comfortable with myself. You know what I mean? It's like, man, can't nobody fetch me up and make me feel uncomfortable. So I don't care what nobody.
I don't care. All jokes aside, Clarice, I swear to God, I have family members. And matter of fact, y'all know my friend James, one of my best friends. I'm about to do the interview. I'm about to have a conversation with him up here because of certain things that I want him to talk about. And I die for him, y'all. That's one thing. I can't knock nobody for who they're in love with. I'm never gonna be that person. Don't get it twisted. I'm not gonna badger nobody. I'm not gonna disrespect nobody. None of that. And she's right. Unfortunately, there's such a high volume of men that are so aggressive and disrespectful when it comes to the whole conversation of gay or a gay man. And we're not doing that over here. We just trying to talk and get a conversation out.
That's their uncomfortability, man. You know what I mean? For real, that's how I look at it.
That's because I've always felt as though if a man is uncomfortable with just being in the presence of a man that's gay, or he has something bad to say about a man that's gay, that's because it's something that he's trying to hide within himself.
Exactly, man. I got a partner, man. That's what he do. You know what I'm saying? He's my partner.
That's right, and I don't care nothing about that. Like I told y'all, when he came out to us, he didn't come out one day and just say, "Yo, I'm gay." He waited for us to have a cookout, and then he came to the motherfucking cookout beach party in a Poom Poom Louis Vuitton suit that he made out of some bags with his boyfriend, and we were all at shock. And the reason why I couldn't even fix my face to disrespect him, because 2 times when we was fighting in the hood, when the so-called tough niggas they ran.
Yeah.
And he stayed with me twice when I got jumped in Lincoln Terrace Park and in St. John's Park. So I was just at a shock because this is a person that we grew up with. Shout out to my man James. They call him Jazz. And when I say he grew up with the most beautiful women ever, it was just shocking to me. But then when he told me what happened, DMW Shots, I see you in the building. When he told me what happened with him, like I'm gonna let him tell his story when he come up here, y'all, and it's gonna be a great story. But it was a 2-minute segment that I forgot to put up, but I have it loaded up right now. I want y'all to just listen to this right quick because it's the question about if people are being born gay. That's the one. So let's get into this 2-minute segment right quick. Let's get into this right quick. Fair YouTube, you know what I'm saying? You know how we do it. You are now rocking with the best. I got to get this, I got to get the speed right because you know how it is. Got to get the speed right. That's right. Let's go, y'all.
Are people born gay? That's probably one of the most asked questions. And it seems like there's an assumption from what we hear on television, in our classrooms, that this is a done deal. Science has already proven people are born gay. Now, if we look at the science and the research, there's a lot out there, but actually nothing is conclusive. There's some evidence that it's very multifaceted, that it could be biological, genetic, but also environmental. But again, nothing is definitive. But as Christians, we should never just look at science without looking at the Word of God. I think sometimes as Christians, we will just look at the science and the research and come to our conclusions, and maybe we'll be very critical against kind of one side or another side. But if we're going to critique method, we need to critique both. But then we don't really do any good theological reflection, because here's the truth. We can't understand human sexuality unless we begin with biblical anthropology. And what that means is the study of humanity. Who are we as human beings through the lens of God's Word? And first of all, we know that we're all created in God's image, and that's That means that we all have value, whether we have, we have been converted to Christ or not. But that also means that we have a nature that's sinful. We have a sin nature. And when we ask this question, are people born gay? Well, the question is, are we born with a propensity to sin? And the answer is obviously yes. Every one of us, we have the propensity to sin. And yet the gospel says something even more glorious. And Jesus Christ specifically tells us in John chapter 3 that you must be born again. So honestly, whether you think you're born an alcoholic, you must be born again. Whether you think you're born a liar, a cheater, you must be born again. Whether you think you were even born with this propensity, whether you think you're born gay, Jesus Christ says you must be born again. And that drives it back home to the power of the gospel, the reality that we're all born as sinners. And yet Christ came specifically to solve the problem of sin. He gave himself to die for us so that we can be born again.
Wow. Hey, Dax, let me chime in off of that, bro. Man, I wouldn't say I was a member, but I was a regular visitor at a church out here in Baltimore that I frequented, and man, the pastor and everything, man, much love and everything, but I had to leave this church because it was one event. And it was like we had some lesbians in the house, a couple gay men in the house and everything. And it's like, man, the energy that the whole congregation got up speaking on the man, throwing shots at certain individuals. I had to leave these people out because, man, everybody's supposed to be welcome at church, bro. Any church supposed to be able to walk up. Any church be able to walk in there and feel comfortable, bro. But when you, man, you shouldn't. I don't think you should be judgmental if you going about a word like that. And man, you know what I mean? I had to leave a church because of that type of shit, bro. Cause man, had people like they be springing down in their seats because it was so just bold.
Within the word, what was being said. What was so
Say that again?
What was so offensive was it within the word?
No, it started in the word, and then it drifted into personal feelings, and you know what I mean, just throwing shots, man. I don't think you should put, man, especially at church. Everybody should feel comfortable at church. You should get put on those summer jam screen at church. I don't believe.
Facts. But he said a great point too, because he said we are all born as sinners. Now that's the part I wanted to speak on. Even though, for instance, if a gay man or a gay woman feels as though that they're in love with another man, or a gay woman feels as though she's in love with another woman. See, what people mess up in the Bible, in the Quran, in any type of scripture, God tells you not to love from thine heart, because the heart is deceitful. God tells you to love the way of God, and the way of God is totally different from the way we rationalize things as human beings. That's a great subject, though, man. It's a great subject. This the one.
Man, these conversations, man, need to be comfortable enough to have.
Word up. With a high respect. Clarice, she's scared to death. She need to get up here and talk. I'm waiting on Miss Tizzle and R&B artist supposed to be coming up and check it out. But I have the other one too. Let's see what he had to say right quick. Go ahead, brother, speak.
All right, real quick, also, all right, if you can be born gay, does that mean you can be born a murderer? And does that give them the right? I was born that way.
That's treading in water. That's tread. But it's still, man, it's still law of the land, though. Shit, man.
What if
it's law of the land, man. Applies.
Obama said he was born like that.
Damn sure did. He said he was born like that.
Yeah, and I believe some people's born they wired. They not wired correctly. You know what I mean?
The Jeffrey Dahmer situation from the little documentary I saw pertaining to him, I think he was born with a mental deficiency, and it was encouraged and propelled because of the negligence of his father.
Exactly.
And the things that he exposed him to, like that. How you pronounce the word epidermy?
If we as parents, we can put the flame to the fire, man, because we don't make it comfortable enough for kids to even be able to express themselves and type of problems that little fucks having. And these little man, If you ain't wired
right.
correctly, man, therapy is ain't nothing wrong with going to talk to somebody. And especially in our community, we make that shit like it's taboo. Man, a bunch of us probably should have went and sat down and got some of that shit off our chest. Probably most of us wouldn't have went to prison. Most of us wouldn't have caught somebody. You know what I'm saying? For real, for real.
Holding that shit in angry like that. That's a
Yeah.
fact, bro. I see it every day now. Like I said, with certain things on YouTube, it's not war. It's anger that's held in, and people are afraid to communicate, and they feel as though they're too big to just say, "Yo, check this out. I don't understand something. Help me understand it."
Yeah.
That's a fact too,
That's
drop
it.
guy.
It's the state.
That's a
it's the
fact
state
too.
of the. It's the state of today. It's just like how as a grown man, you really can't open up like before a motherfucker clowning you or some shit like that. You know what I mean? Like it's fucked up out here.
Facts.
Yeah,
Facts.
I catch so many bullets coming at me because I look at shit for what it really is. I don't judge nobody. I handle everybody accordingly. Whatever your quirk
Only
is,
God
man,
can judge.
each his own. You know what I'm saying? You
Good
like it, I
bars. I
love
see
it.
you.
And man, I catch heat because I keep it straight down the middle with everybody. I mean, I don't judge nobody. Shit, it ain't my walk. Sweet don't make me shit.
I don't think there's nothing wrong with passing judgment. I think it's wrong when you act on it. Right? I don't think it's not, because everybody feel differently. Everybody feel how they feel. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be judged in some kind of way. Well, a girl think you look good. She judged. That's a judgment. Is it not?
That's right.
Like,
That's a
come
hell of
on,
a point.
bro.
That's right.
Like it's about acting on the judgment. If you feel negative, if you got a negative judgment about a person, I don't knock you for that. But when you go to act on that, now that's something to talk about. Now you know what I mean?
You see dog soldiers, man. That's a fact, bro. We watch, man. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Of us, man. Shut up. You better not cry. You know what I mean? Of us, man.
That's right.
I mean, that shit scarred us, man.
And
Yeah,
people carry that to this day.
You know what it is? And I learned that too, yo. You right about that, bro, because as a parent, man, you can't just that because I said so shit. That don't rock.
That don't
right.
rock, bro.
You gotta have an explanation and you gotta be man and woman enough to not feel like your kid is overpowering you to the fact that you gotta give them an explanation. They need how the fuck are they gonna learn?
How they gonna learn, man? You gotta be dumb. A lot of, but my generation of parents don't question. We weren't supposed to question nothing. That's why I always got slapped in the mouth. I questioned a lot of shit.
That's me. What I
You
see
know what I'm
is what
saying,
you
man?
gonna do, and that's not
Man, you
right.
can't just tell me the sky blue, man. What makes it blue? I need to know.
Right.
I mean, I got a many ass whippers for questioning so-called authority. Just got you older don't mean your ass right.
That's a fact.
My man James from Nigeria, my Muslim brother said, "I'm sorry, but Allah doesn't make mistakes. This subject is about how that child is raised. I guarantee
That's a
you.
fact.
Plus, how dare anybody say Allah makes mistakes? Be gone, Shaitan. Peace."
That applies to certain individuals. He's 100% correct, but not all.
Not all, Clarice. Not all. Clarice says, so Dice, you want to blame the parent? Hell no, Clarice. I would never do that. But I will blame the negligence of parents that will not, quote unquote, inspect and investigate certain characteristics or problems that they see. You see how sometimes we see, I went through it with my mother. My mother, it's been certain things that was bothering me, but because when I was younger, pay attention, I was always like you know how you young, you just want to get your way, you going through your growing pains. And certain times my mother just wanted to cater to everything I was saying. But then after a while, when she perceived that it was just me being a child, like y'all said, it'll be certain time. I ain't got no time to be going through this right now. Go ahead in your room, get yourself together. That was wrong.
Yeah, man, and we gotta understand too. It's like, man, it's certain times us as parents failed some kids. But man, everybody ain't supposed to be allowed around your fucking kids. That's for one, because everybody ain't right. You know what I'm saying? So that man, that perpetuates a lot of situations, especially in these young ladies. That motherfucker don't supposed to talk about. A lot of parents said they turn a blind eye because, man, nigga dicking her down or something. Excuse my language. You know what I'm saying? They play, man, blind eyes is crazy. You know what I mean? For real. So
and with little boys.
Yeah,
because for some reason,
it's different levels and classes to all of this.
Yeah, because they're quick to say, well, like, you know how unfortunately some women, they have that friend or that cousin or that that associate that may be gay, and they're the best of friends, they're besties because that man is trying to emulate and trying to adapt and take the characteristics of that woman. See, a lot of men that are gay like to engulf themselves with a bunch of women because they're trying to adapt to that characteristic. Once that rapport is built, you'll see some women be like, well, you know what? I'm going out. You can leave the baby with him. He's gay, but he's not gonna do nothing to the baby. And I think that's totally wrong.
But what makes you say that? You got to mean like, man, everybody ain't meant to be around kids, elders that can't fend for self. Man, everybody ain't right.
And like she said about the LG, Clarice said the LGBT has not been around, Clarice. The LGBTQ has just been formulated. And what I don't like about the LGBTQ, not their choice of sexuality, not who they choose to deal with. I don't care about that because they're grown. Certain things they have to be judged for, and the law will punish them for their individual sins. What I am upset about with the LGBTQ is the fact that they're pushing the agenda on our babies. In Walmart right now, y'all, and right now in Walmart, they have a baby section. I'm talking about newborn up to preschool toddlers of LGBTQ wear. That's wrong.
Crazy.
But we got to understand the country and shit that we live in, and man, especially as black men, the masculine man in the black community, they trying to erase. So we got to understand that shit.
That's right.
They trying to erase the masculine man. Like it ain't okay to walk around with no fucking purse to me. You know what I'm saying?
I see you in the building, girl. I see you in the building.
Each his own though. But they pushing the agenda for the more feminine male.
Clarice, if you don't get your ass up here and stop typing, girl.
Come on up, Clarice. Come on, baby.
We got the big honcho. We got not the honcho. We got the crazy one in the building. We got the crazy side of the honcho, y'all. We got the crazy nigga in the building. You see who here? Yo, let me make sure that's you, bro. I ain't trying to get no porn bomb. That's you, my nigga? That's my nigga. What up, boy? Talk to me. Oh, dark skin beauty. We got the sis in the building. Dark Skin Beauty, you know the link is dropped for anybody that want to pull up for this great conversation, y'all. Let's get up here and talk like some adults. Talk to me, Wax. Talk to me.
What up, old John?
What up, everybody? I'm easy, man. What's the word, nigga? I ain't know shit.
What's cracking? People good, bro.
Oh, shit. OG, yeah. What up?
Man, chilling, bro.
That nigga full. He was just eating steaks and shrimps, man. Nigga was just cooking steak and shrimp, man. What y'all talking about, man?
Yeah, nigga. What's up, though?
We trying to find out something, Wax. We got some things up here we talking about. We waiting for some of the women to come up and participate. We got my sister Clarice in the building.
Ask AP got some knowledge to talk to. Ask AP the question.
How you feel about that? You feel as though that people are born gay, Wax?
Wait a minute. Say that again.
Do you feel as though that people are born gay, male or female?
No, I don't feel like people are born gay.
None.
I feel like sometimes people is part of a generational curse. You know what I'm saying? And it's forced upon them, but I don't feel like they're born that way. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like it's thrown off on them. You gotta remember, kids' behavior is adapted behavior from adults. You know what I'm saying? Before that little
one lane, you're correct.
Before that little boy grow up to be all flamboyant and shit, he was walking around the house in his mom high heels, cooking high heels. They should have checked that shit in. You know what I'm saying? They think that shit cool. They think that shit cute. Picking up fingernail polish and all that other shit. Like that shit not cool. Lipstick. We used to get our ass whipped for that shit.
Man.
Talk.
Hey, nigga, we in the project for Halloween. We ain't getting no motherfucking Halloween costume. We went and got my mom dressed and shit and put up. And my mama best out and she fucked all three of her boys up. Man, take that shit off.
Hey, Dice, is that am I echoing?
No.
Yeah, you are. You are. Am I?
You is?
Yeah,
Say something again.
I hear me too.
He probably got to come back up. Miss Annette said, a lot of people say it's a chemical imbalance. And you know what? That's what they was talking about because of the induced labors. That's a cold-blooded fact. What Miss Annette just said. Because of certain times when people have to have induced labors, they said that the chemicals and the drugs that they are putting in the neurological mind is what sends different shock waves. You dig what I'm saying? I got some more of it right here, y'all. Check this out right quick. Let's get to a little bit of this literature.
Right.
That's a fact. Let's get into this literature. Wax, I dropped the link. If you pull it back up, bro. Get up here and talk to this.
Adult, hetero, and homosexuals, specifically in brain regions important for sexual behavior and attraction. However, what you are attracted to is not the only thing that differs between homosexuals and heterosexuals. In the same way that men and women show differences in cognitive ability like verbal fluency, mental rotation, mathematics, and abstract thought, differences also exist between sexual orientations. So I'll talk a little bit about those and how those might relate to differences in brain function. In the end, I'll attempt to bring it all together and form a kind of cohesive picture of the homosexual brain. So, let's begin.
She's different from the others. She's a witch.
Everybody starts out exactly the same, as a little bundle of cells inside your mother's womb. Over the course of your time in the womb, you will undergo several developmental changes that will take you from this little bundle of cells into a full-fledged baby. And this developmental process is incredibly well documented for anybody who's interested in it. Sex differentiates from around 6 to 12 weeks. Now, it's widely known that males have an XY chromosome and females have an XX chromosome, and that these play a special role in determining biological sex. One specific gene on the male Y is called the SRY, or the sex-determining region of Y, and it starts the whole process off with a bang, and it initiates testicle formation. And without the SRY, well, you get ovaries. The presence of testosterone from the testes, or the lack thereof with the ovaries, results in a series of sex-specific characteristics in the developing brain. The result of sexual differentiation creates a sex-specific hormone environment in which the brain develops. Hormones like testosterone, estrogen, and progesterone act on the brain through receptors on brain cells, and while the brain is beginning to grow and form, the degree to which different hormones are present will influence how the brain grows and develops. A brain with raw...
Pay attention to what Dark Skin Beauty said.
Dark Skin Beauty, oh my goodness.
She said, if y'all know anything about numerology, the number 2 represents feminine energy. What year are we in? The 1980s, the 1990s birthed more masculine men. Why? Oh, that's deep.
A fact. That's a fact.
That's deep. That's deep.
But you think that's more, Dr. You said it's more neurology or more just the traits of individuals was there and what's not there more present? Because our granddaddy's name was dead, you know what I mean? So they made us go play in the dirt. You know what I mean?
I think it's learned behavior. I think it's learned behavior. I think it's, you know, back when people thought that shit was cool and cute. You gotta remember, bro. We grew up in a day and time when people that was part of that community, they was moving around on eggshells. They wasn't as flamboyant. They wasn't. Now, sad to say, that community numbers is crazy. It's staggering.
But man, that fucked a lot of people up because they couldn't express that shit too, though.
Yeah, but now it's to the point now where the media they promote that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a fact.
Where it's to the point where I leave it alone because the severity of that shit is they putting women's rights to the back of the bus to try to make so much and accommodate these people that's making a decision to join this community. Now I'm not gonna say, you know, shout out to them, this, that, and the third, because my opinion is my mind and my opinion. But at the end of the day, you know, once an individual has a stable mind and they make a conscious decision, that's just what it is. You don't need to be congratulated. Don't nobody need to give you no fucking certificates. You earn your keep like I earn my keep. You feel what I'm saying? But because people make decisions to do certain things, they're protected and laws are implemented and they're putting the women's rights to the back of the bus. And how these women feel about sharing a bathroom with a man that was born with a dick. I mean, a man that was born, you know, with a penis, and now he don't. Pre-op. Let me say it like that. Pre-op. How do these women feel like sharing a bathroom with a pre-op individual? You feel what I'm saying? Like, whether or not it's pre-op or it's post-op, he still has the testosterone. It's still a man. Genetically, it's still a man. You feel what I'm saying? So asking women how they feel about these laws trying to get these men to share bathrooms. You got to be considerate of laws. A lot of this shit is people being biased. You got the right people in the right position. They doing that. Yo.
We had to understand too where the hell we live at. You know, certain traits. The machine, the people that's in control of the machine, certain traits and or taboo shit. It's like, man, It's like, man, they fester on certain shit like that. So, man, that's why certain laws apply real easy because a lot of historically a lot of different races, man, fucked each other like that. You know what I'm saying? And they, man, they cool with opening up certain doors.
That's right. That's right. Because you think about back in the days with certain days like
Look at the Romans and
Cleopatra
shit, man.
and Napoleon.
The Romans and all, man. That shit historically.
That's big facts, yeah. Like Napoleon and all that. That's a fact.
Yeah, like for real, for real. And they supposed to be the gangsters, you know?
Damn. Let's get into this work.
Lots of testosterone surrounding it will grow differently than a brain with low testosterone surrounding it. And this is the basis for many sex differences in brain structures between men and women. But where does homosexuality...
I do believe that, though, Clarice. Clarice asked the question just now. She said, so everybody that's gay went through trauma? Yes. In my opinion, yes. Whether it was forced trauma or it was instituted trauma through example, yes.
Nah, I'm on your side, Clarice. I ain't against you on this.
Well, let me ask this: what is we considering to be trauma, though? At what level of trauma we talking about? We talking about being traumatized, or we talking about trauma?
I'm talking about. I was thinking about from you. That's a great question. I was thinking about from the aspect of being sexually assaulted or exposed to too much feminine activity. Facts.
That's a good way you put that, Adrian.
That's a fact. That's a fact. I didn't even think about it like that. Dark Skin Beauty says some have, but some haven't also. It's a great conversation, y'all. Dark Skin Beauty. Clarice, y'all can get up here. We waiting on Tizzle Tate. Let's go.
How do you come to all of this? Well, it is the separation in time between the development of physical sexual differences early on and neural sexual differences later on that leads to a sex-typical body, male or female, but not sex-typical thoughts and behaviors. You can develop into a perfectly typical physical male, but if something happens to the developmental process after this, you may develop a male atypical brain. Now, how might this happen? Well, as of now, no one knows exactly for sure, and so there are many different theories. Early theories claimed that low testosterone in male fetuses caused homosexuality and high testosterone in female fetuses caused lesbianism. There's plenty of evidence to show that this is in fact the case with women, although not so much with men, since high testosterone exposure in utero can still produce...
That's deep right there, son. What happened, son? Oh shit!
That nigga said low testosterone. You gonna be on some bullshit, and when a female got hot, her shit high.
Yeah,
she gonna be on some bullshit.
And you want to hear something funny? Because back in the days, this is a true story. They said if a female, I remember they were saying sometime, they said that all babies are born as a woman, but pertaining to the testosterone of the father is whether a penis will develop. They said, so if the woman is more aggressive, usually it'll be a little boy. A little girl. If the man is more aggressive, it'll be a little boy. So when I just thought about when they said that, Dark Skin Beauty said, my baby's still woke. I can't hit the link. Y'all can't hear me saying, stop, lay down. Shout out to Dark Skin Beauty. That's a cold-blooded fact. This is a great one, though. Let's get into this work.
Homosexuality. And so some people have suggested that it's not about how much testosterone, but about when testosterone effects happen over the course of pregnancy. Another commonly talked about effect is the birth order effect. The more older brothers a person has, the higher the likelihood of them turning out to be gay. This only works with males, however, and it's thought that it has to do with the mother producing antibodies against the male fetus, and that these antibodies alter the development of the male brain. A very strange but interesting idea.
Clarice said, so if a woman sells her body, she went through trauma too? In my opinion, yes.
Wait a minute.
Yes.
Wait a minute.
Hell yeah, she went through some trauma.
If she, all right, so, I mean, at the end of the day, your answer is not no right or wrong answer. I understand that. But I would challenge that, right? Because I would say, if she sells, You feel what I'm saying? Not that she's violated or anything like. If she make a decision to sell her body, you saying she's being treated, she's going through trauma? That's what you're saying?
No. If she made that decision to go sell, I respect that. That's gangster. But I have to also say, from her making the decision to partake in that way of a lifestyle, to engage in money, there had to be some type of illness. Like the decision to say, well, you know what, this is what I'm gonna do. This is what I'm gonna do. I feel as though, just my opinion, no such thing as a bad opinion. Something had to transpire for her to even have that attitude. If I'm not wrong.
Yeah. It's man. It's all of it's levels and categories to all of this. Every individual is different. Every individual go through it for different reasons.
That's right. Because I got homegirls, say the truth. Shout out to my homegirl Valentine. I got homegirls that's their thing. They said prostitution is the Constitution. But the reason why now as adults, these are certain things that they went through is because of certain things that I know that happened to them when they were younger and their lack of trust when it came to certain people. Like my homegirl Val said, the innocence that was taken, she said, Dice, my uncle took my innocence away from me. She said, I never think I'd get it back.
And a lot of us is the problem. Some of these Uncle JoJo's ain't supposed to be able to sit at Thanksgiving Day. We supposed to fester his ass up and roll his ass up out of there. Too many of us turn a blind eye.
That's a fact.
Too many of them uncles, man, kids on their laps and shit. Everybody play like they don't see that shit. Get the fuck out of here.
That's a cold-blooded fact, man. That's a cold-blooded fact. But she made her decision. She did say, I made a decision as an adult to do what I was going to do to take care of me and mine. And I got to respect it. You dig what I'm saying? It's fucked up, but like she said, but she told me she don't know what she would have done if she wouldn't have went through certain things with her mother's brother, with her uncle.
You know how many women become that? Some women go into depression. Some women go to straight total lesbianism. Some women go to straight up just, man, exploit themselves and just fucking like crazy from being touched. Everybody's different.
Now you want to hear something what you just said, yeah? The same thing you just said. What she said is, now this is what my homegirl told, and she to this day, she said she decided from what she went through younger with her uncle, if she ever was going to be in a relationship, it was going to be a relationship, check this out, with a woman, and she purposely declared that after she had her son. When she had her son, she said she was, if it was about some money, that's the only reason why she was interacting with a man. She said, but if it came to her heart and who she was going to be with, that from now on, from that moment on, she decided to be with women. She said it was about the money. Yeah. She fucking. She said, but when it came to her heart, she declared herself as being a lesbian. But she said that after she had her son. Now, you want to hear some funny shit? And this is the honest to God truth. And I saw it happening before it even erupted. Now her son is full-blown gay. 30 years old, full-blown gay. Because of the way he grew up in the household with her and her girlfriend and a group of both entities. She was around gay men. She was around lesbian women, but all great people. Let's let that be known right now. Shout out to Val and them from Sterling and Skinner. All great people. And the way that she loved her son, some people may say because of what he was exposed to, she might be, no, that's a great woman and a great mother. City Bama, salute. I see you in the building, beloved. She just said that her son would be with her every, number one, he finished school. He has a great job and he's a good person. Just because of his sexuality, that does not have nothing to do with his moral compass. But because of how he was raised in the household and that apartment that I know he was raised in, the exposure to so many things as far as homosexuality, lesbianism, bisexuality is what I feel as though aroused his curiosity. But he's a straight gay man now.
Yeah, and that's the truth. It's truth in that also. Yeah.
But she's a great mother, and tell you the truth, and this is the honest to God opinion, as far as who people chose for their sexual preference, that's not what I'm speaking on. But as far as the people that I know that she entrusted around her son, she had him around great people, great individuals. That's a fact. People that have been through trauma and been subject to sexual abuse, yes, but still great individuals, man.
and made sure that wasn't the reason
It would
that
never happen to
individual
him.
turned that way.
That's
Exactly.
right. They all made sure that nothing never happened to him. He was never sexually assaulted, touched, anything like that. But
Yep.
the high volume of them staying in the same house and seeing certain things, you know how women, it just, but then again, that could have just been, like they said, his genealogy from coming from Val.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? But let's get into this work, y'all. This is a great conversation. Anybody want to hit that link? Let's do it. This is where adults hang out, man. Shout out to Wax AP, Big Yak, my man, Red Pill, Reem. He in the building. Let's go.
Some things that have been shown to increase the likelihood of having a gay child are things like diethylstilboestrol, an endocrine disrupting medication that has several uses like treating menopause. However, it was given to pregnant women thinking that it would reduce the risk of miscarriage. It instead produced a number of adverse side effects in male sexual development. To give you an idea as to the nature...
Y'all heard that? They gave women certain things. Pay attention.
Diethylstilboestrol, an endocrine disrupting medication that has several uses like treating menopause. However, it was given to pregnant women thinking that it would reduce the risk of miscarriage. It instead produced a number of adverse side effects in male sexual development. To give you an idea as to the nature of diethylstilboestrol, it's used to chemically castrate sex offenders. Taking thyroid hormone treatment while pregnant, as well as some drugs like smoking cigarettes and amphetamine have been shown to increase homosexuality in children. And of course, stress has a large role in the hormone production, and so there's a possibility that stressful events that occur to a pregnant mother at some critical point during her pregnancy could alter the organization of the baby's brain to lead to homosexuality. The how and why of prenatal hormone influence on sexual orientation is still incomplete and pretty complicated.
Now, I don't want you to think that the reason why people are gay is because, their moms screwed up their pregnancy and homosexuality is simply a kind of brain impairment due to bad life decisions. There's good evidence to indicate that homosexuality is, at least in some part, genetic and travels along distinct family lines, complicating things even further.
So, one way of conceiving of the cause of homosexuality is that there is a genetic component that may predispose an individual to becoming homosexual that sets up their early development in such a way that only under some in utero circumstances, like the ones we talked about, that influence sex hormones, will the developmental changes occur in the brain to result in a homosexual orientation and behaviors in adulthood. Now, we can imagine two scenarios. One in which a baby with, for lack of a better term, straight genes has something happen to them in utero and they turn out gay in adulthood. And the second scenario in which a baby with gay genes undergoes a perfectly healthy development and so, turns out gay.
And it's because of all this that babies are thought to be born gay or straight. Although it's not quite as simple as that because, babies don't just burst out of the womb fabulous, right? There's two important developmental periods in which sex hormones play, very important roles.
The first is during development in the womb, like we just talked about, and the second is, of course, puberty. This is recognized as the organizational, activational...
Now that's some deep shit right there. You see what Dog Skin Beauty said? Clarice about to kill her. She said, see, I'm Team Guardian, but y'all might not need to talk to somebody. Y'all might need to talk to somebody respectfully. I ain't fucking with her. She said, Dog Skin Beauty said, that's why I believe. See, this is why it's a great discussion. Dog Skin Beauty said, this is why I believe some people are born gay. You dig what I'm saying? How y'all feel about that, y'all? Y'all still feeling no quote unquote, it can't be happening like that?
Who you talking to us?
Nah.
I'm still on my, I still standing firm on what I believe.
I'm just saying, I feel like when you're dealing with statistics, this dude right here is only talking to a certain type of individuals. He ain't pulling up in the hood and seeing what the hell Tamika and Shonda went through and seeing what little Mike did because he don't hit the sister and the cousin and he ain't going through this. He ain't getting the numbers from there. So, he getting the numbers from the suburban areas and to each his own. But some of this shit do apply, but a lot of shit, no two cases is the same, bro. A lot of shit is different. You feel what I'm saying? So I respect that because I respect the work that they put in. But I can challenge any kind of theory because I have my own theory and I'm standing on mine. I think that shit is adaptive behavior. I think that's when individuals allow like the kids to put on the high heels and walk up and down the fucking hallway and get the fucking lipstick, excuse my language, buy them tight clothes and get them little haircuts talking about they cute and nah, you understand what I'm saying? That shit is and then right now, this day and age is so bad with this shit is that they're trying to force this shit upon people in school. They want your kids to be enlightened about people making decisions to be part of a community. That's not for everybody. The kids that's just going to school, attending school, that don't need to be one of the requirements of of his or her education to get to the next grade level is to be educated on people's decisions. I'm not saying disrespectfully to nothing. I'm entitled to my own, but I don't like that shit. You feel what I'm saying? Because at the end of the
On
day,
one
it
hand,
is
AP,
what it is.
you 1,000% correct. I got a situation with somebody that I know, right? They had a mixed kid, a mixed young boy. He had sensitive traits about him, but they used to openly have conversations about, man, he might be this, he might be that. I would tell him, man, don't talk like that around the kid. Let the kid, wherever it go, let it go. But he was having more of an issue with he was the black kid being raised by white women trying to figure out how he's supposed to really act as a black kid. And I think certain shit was pushed and he leading more that way because that's the energy that was being put out there when it shouldn't have. I mean, you can put wrong shit up in a kid's head when a kid trying to act out and y'all don't really know why they acting out. Everything ain't perception ain't always reality.
Facts. And that's why I say, excuse me, facts, not to hold you up. And you
No,
know
you
what?
good, nigga. Bill on that.
And that's why I say I feel like it's learned behavior. So a real short, I had an individual I encountered before I met him. He was taught that you know what I mean. We wasn't about this, that, and the third. He was looked upon us as we
Mute
were
up,
just
I'm yakking
things
something
or
behind in the
people.
back while he
You know what
yakking.
I'm saying? So it got to a position. He came to a point where you know what I mean. Damn, he needed a nigga like me to say, "Yo, hold up, nah." So I didn't do it to impress him, but I'm like, "Nah." Well, he ended up learning that we wasn't what his people had told him that we was. You feel what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, that was something that he learned in house. You understand what I'm saying? He inhabit those traits right there. His family and his generation, they was taught to hate and dislike, excuse my language, black people. That's just how he was taught. But when he was time, and, you know, we was like when he needed black people, he like, hold up, nah, they ain't that bad. You feel what I'm saying? But that shit, I feel like it's learned behavior, bro. I feel like people doing that shit because I feel like this, bro. I feel like we is who we is, and statistics say that at 5 years of age, one's individual, his identity, he or she individual is set in stone as far as their character at 5 years of age. So anything other than that is learned, bro. It's in house. Kids don't know how to walk around and curse unless they hearing people curse. They don't know how to do that crazy ass shit unless they seeing that shit in the house, though. So that's just how I feel, bro. I don't that this shit right here.
That's
This is
gangster.
cool.
Is that a scientific fact? By 5 years old, you're supposed to be
Yeah,
implanting who you are.
5 years
The
old. Your
imperative
identity,
age.
your character.
Yeah,
5 years old.
that's a fact. The imperative age is supposed to be from 4 to 7 years old. By 5, you're supposed to know the gene and the way of the direction. In most cases, not all. In most cases, we got Mr. Gold Brown in the building, baby. And matter of fact, this is where this came from. I'm glad Dark Skin Beauty said this because this is what made the conversation erupt yesterday. I see you in the building. I see you in the building. We got Sean Prince in the building. This is what I said. Should we have this? I understood to the fact of junior high school and high school. But like Dark Skin Beauty just said, she said I'm offended because I walked into my son's school to see an LGBTQ poster all over the wall at my son's school, and he's in second grade. They've been up since they were in 3K. That's what I don't agree with. The overexposure to our babies in public school, y'all.
Yeah, so
They
yeah,
pressing it.
and that is, I feel like that. Hold on, bro. I feel like that's out of order. I feel like that's disrespectful. I feel like that's against that's a violation of one's civil rights. They're trying to say that you know there should be a course to enlighten kids about
Mm-hmm.
people's decision. There's two genders. It's either male or female. That's just it. It's
That's a,
male or
that's a,
female.
that's a slippery scope when you're dealing with this subject, though. Because if you're not going to allow the LGBT to be addressed, how you gonna say heterosexual should be addressing the LGBT that's up in there feeling uncomfortable? You got
Yeah, because
it's a slippery
you're
scope.
picking and you're choosing. You're picking and you're choosing. You feel what I'm saying? And that's what they're doing. My whole
That's
thing is,
right.
I wish Big Dice will pull up and define the word cult. You feel what I'm saying? And to each his
Say it
own.
again. Which word?
Cult.
Cult.
Yeah,
CULT.
facts.
Copy. I understand what you're saying.
But at the end of the day, it's just like I'm just saying, as far as the youth, is like for that to be that in depth in society where it's being trying to be implemented in school, in the bathrooms, in public facilities. They're saying whether it's pre-op or post-op that this individual can use the bathroom, the same bathroom as these women. In California, in the state of California, all you have to do is identify as a member of the LGBTQ community, and they will house you with the females. You feel what I'm saying? Like all you got to do is just tell them that that you know what I mean
That's it. That's it in Maryland too, bro. Man,
it's crazy as
you
hell.
can get away with a murder because you're having a transition. You know what I'm saying?
Man, that's a decision to be made, bro. You feel what I'm saying? Like, and it's deep, bro. That's nasty though, bro.
That's nasty work, bro. But I didn't even know about the thing that they said that they was giving women when they actually were pregnant with their children inside of them, the prenatal drug that helped them with something else that actually was deteriorating from their actual normal growth. I didn't know anything about this, y'all. That's why I said this is a great conversation, and I pulled up some literature on it, and I said this is something great to talk about, because me personally, I'm still standing steadfast on it. I don't believe that Allah made any mistakes. I do not believe that a child is born genetically gay. That's just my opinion. No such thing as a bad opinion, y'all.
I think some.
My man Gold Brown said it's an agenda order. Whoa.
I
I
believe
think it don't apply every situation don't apply to every individual. I think some are born that way.
I believe you. I believe that. I stand firm on what I say, but I also look at this like this is a great piece of information, though. You feel what I'm
That's
saying?
right.
Because I also have room to store this information too. And that's just that. But you know, like we all gonna have our own opinions and shit. But
Yeah, you know, man, you gotta respect everybody's walk. You know what I
That's
mean?
right. No such thing as a bad opinion.
Everything ain't accepted. Everything ain't accepted in my fucking door, just like everything ain't accepted in yours. Each his own, man. You just gotta respect everybody's shit.
That's right. Great conversation piece. That's a great conversation, man. This is something really need to be talked about, especially to the fact, like Wax said, that's the part that I really spoke about yesterday. This is actually what brought this up a few days ago, is the fact of preschool to the 5th or 6th grade. In my opinion, I just think certain things in those particular ages, when it comes to junior high school, you know, some of our kids, 11, 12, 13, they think they grown. They running around trying to find who they are, grown into their identity. High school. I understand that. But them imperative years for them babies, like Dark Skin Beauty said, I find that, just my opinion, offensive to the fact that walking into a classroom of pre-K or kindergarten or high yeah, that just don't make sense.
Excuse me.
What up, pimp?
Real quick, please.
Go
ahead, bro.
No, go ahead. You go ahead.
Go ahead, Red.
I appreciate it. I understand like everything is opinionated. You know what I'm saying? But like the homie Yak just said, like to each his own and all that. I have a disagreement with that. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, I feel like if we was all in unison, shit would just be better. All of that to each his own. Like you can't formulate a team telling your team to each his own. You can't do that. You know what I mean? Y'all gotta be team. Y'all gotta come together. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying y'all have to believe everything. You know what I'm saying? But y'all have to come together. Y'all have to come together. Y'all have to come to a fact. Y'all can't move off opinion.
That's right. Opinion. That's right. Everybody got an opinion.
That was dope what he just said though, because
I respect it, but it's like, man, every think about this. just like a team. Some people play the field good, some people bat real good. Everybody ain't gonna always be the same, but it's still on the same. It's still a team.
That's right.
You know what I mean? For real.
Yeah, but
That's right.
they all got the same obligation to win.
To win.
Yeah, he's just saying if y'all say it takes a family to raise it takes a village to raise a kid. How could somebody in the tribe be saying when we got an issue and this kid is a problem? How can we be standing firm on this side and then the other side like to each his own, like whatever
Exactly.
happened with it.
That's
Man,
right.
So
we
my
supposed to
stance
make
is
sure all the
everybody
kids
got to
good,
come
man.
together. You can't adapt that.
You can't make one feel bad because he differentiates from the other one. Come on,
Nah,
you gotta let
listen, like
everybody grow, make they walk.
like you just
Hey,
said,
Big
everybody
Dice.
good in a position. Somebody's good in the outfield. You got the pitcher, you got the batter, but you don't have nobody in practice saying, "Yo, to each his own." That's just not what it is.
Let me
Holla at me,
answer.
Wax. What you say?
That might have been
Let me answer
a bad
Clarice.
terminology to use in there. So I feel you on that one, but I'm just saying I respect everybody walk.
We going.
You know what I mean? And man, I don't like bullies. I don't like motherfuckers who try to make nobody feel bad, especially when they really ain't got
Yeah, I respect
no
that. It ain't what you
interaction
do, it's how
to
it's
do
done.
to do with
It
that.
ain't what you do, it's how it's done. It
Let me
ain't what
answer
you say, it's
Clarice's
how you
question,
say it.
bro.
I ain't with the bullying shit either. You know what I'm saying? But a fact is always going to override an opinion. And instead of us always pushing off like, yo, yeah, that's my opinion, why don't we ever try to deal with facts? Because we can't move off opinions. We all go to sleep at night with our own opinion. So the fuck what?
I
That's
respect
right.
that.
What that mean? That means nothing,
Hey,
bro.
That's right.
Clarice say, Wax, hey, P, what if your son? Let me see it again. What she say about
Oh,
your
I'm
son?
saying I saw it.
What she say? Yeah, I want to answer her. I want to answer this question. What did she say?
What if your son was playing wrestling and he still turned out gay?
So, a lot of people say a lot of things. I'm a stand because I stand on what I say. I do not wish to ever,
Bless you.
thank you, encounter a situation like that because, like, everybody gonna handle things differently. You feel what I'm saying? Now, as a man, you gotta understand. I'm a father. I have 7 and 6, but like, nah, like we not with that. You feel what I'm saying? Like men. It's just something about men, like, you know what I mean? Like, y'all mothers is different. You feel what I'm saying? Mother love,
Talk,
father
Wax.
love is different. It's a different love.
That's why
You know
I
what I'm
love
saying?
Clarice, man. Mothers is different. That's
Yeah,
my sister, yo. I ain't gonna never
mother
go
love
against
and
her.
father love is different. You feel what I'm saying? But I will have a problem. I don't have to bend my morals or belittle my standards for anybody's decision. At the end of the day, if somebody make a decision and that's what they chose to do, I don't try to control their life and just say just all these slurs, this, that, and the third. Nah, I just back away because you know what? That shit is not to come around me. That shit is not
You,
gonna be in my immediate area. What
so
you do with your life between you and
you
nah.
let your boy fend for self and motherfuckers festering him up because
Nah,
of
I ain't
his
gonna let that
lifestyle.
nigga
Come
do.
on, bro. Can't do
I ain't
that,
gonna
man.
let that nigga do shit, nigga. I ain't with none of that shit, nigga. All
That's
that
a
shit,
fact.
like, nigga, I ain't with none of that shit. You hear me? But like in the same token, you gotta understand, bro. From where I used to be to where I'm at right now mentally,
Preach.
I done came so far
That's a
because
fact, and I'm proud of you, boy.
at one point in time, the way we got fucked up, excuse me, the way we got in trouble was our first action was our thought. So when we think it, then we carry it out. I no longer look at people and think it's just my way. I understand like society is a bigger picture now. You feel what I'm saying? So that's why I got in the
Oh,
record
good.
and I got into the shit that I was into because I just wanted everything my way. And if it wasn't my way, I was gonna make it my way. I didn't give a fuck about what law I broke, who was motherfucking gonna be the victim in it. I just did what I wanted to do. But it's a bigger picture
And
than
that's
that.
man, that's the shit they drilled in us, man. We had to be boys. Had to be tough, boys. Man, we didn't cry. We better not, man.
Yeah, nah, you better not cry.
Man, I had nosebleeds holding kids back, nigga.
That's
Yeah.
right.
They put us in these facilities and shit in this level 3, 4, and 5 facilities, and the higher the level, the less security working there. You feel what I'm saying? Like they don't want no smoke. They know what they be doing, but niggas' minds be so fucked up. You gotta adapt to your environment. When you with wolves, you want to be the baddest wolf. You feel what I'm saying?
Talk.
Be with a bunch of lions, you want to be the baddest lion. You feel what I'm saying? And that's just how that shit go. When you in certain environments, my nigga, you gotta adapt to your environment. You feel what I'm saying? So if you coming into a pod and there's 48 motherfuckers in the pod, and 35 of these niggas got hammers, and 30 the other motherfucking 6 got motherfucking shanks. Nigga, what you gonna do? You gonna fall in line, nigga. You gonna get you a hammer or a shank, nigga. That's
That's
just
a
that. That's
fact.
the environment you in. You got that, and you have to have that learn and that adaptive behavior to survive. You feel what I'm saying? Now, that's not your mentality because you didn't come from that. You probably just bomb. You ended up there because you caught this, that, and the third little charge. So you went to go handle your business. But now you're in this kind of facility. It's a dog eat dog world for real. Nah, you ain't got no time to be calling home and getting VIs and checking on this nigga. You better get with the program, nigga. This is just what it is, nigga. You going to the chow hall, nigga, your back against the wall. This is what it is. You strapped up, you got your fucking Sports Illustrated books on as your vest wrapped around
Rolled
you,
up in the
nigga.
stomach
You understand
and
what
all.
I'm
That's a fact.
saying? That's just how that
That's a
shit goes.
cold-blooded
Survival
fact.
instinct, naturally.
Yeah, niggas don't know what it's like to go
You
through that.
better
Until
adapt to it
niggas be
or
like,
get adapted on.
yeah, so that's why you be laughing at niggas, man. Like that shit crazy as hell. I take yeah, but but I didn't know that that shot actually supposed to be one thing and a side effect was dangerous because that's what it is. It's dangerous, bro.
Yeah, playing with people and dealing with chemicals, like Dark Skin Beauty said, chemically imbalanced. Clarice said this has all been going on before the hands of time. Like my man Gold Brown said, let's all laugh. This is nothing new. This has been going on since the biblical times, from before aliens. You dig what I'm saying? That's a fact. That's crazy. Let's get into what this fool got to say, though. Let's see what he's talking about, even though that's just his perspective. But he did make a great point when it came to the drugs that they're giving women when they're pregnant, especially when the prenatal care, that's just dangerous. Let's get into this work.
Effect of sex hormones in biology. Basically, the first wave of hormones organizes the brain during development, and once the baby is born, hormones calm down for several years, and then once puberty hits, they rise again, activating all of the relevant neural processes that were organized over a decade earlier. This is why you might be, in a sense, born gay, but you're not going to find out till much later. So, what exactly are the brain differences between homosexuals and heterosexuals?
Check this out, y'all. Let's get deep.
Well, there are a number of differences between gay and straight brains in both men and women. Here's a list of some of the differences found so far. Over the next few minutes, I'll go over each of these individually. One of the first differences found in the brains of homosexuals is that of the anterior hypothalamus. The hypothalamus is a very important brain structure as it links brain activity with hormone release. Now, of course, hormones do a wide variety of things, and so the hypothalamus does a wide variety of things as well, ranging from thermoregulation to thirst to sexual behavior. The anterior portion is involved in the production of hormones related to sex, attachment, and sleep. Two parts in particular have been found to be different in male, gay, and straight brains. The first is the suprachiasmatic nucleus, or SCN, because that's a bit of a mouthful, and it's twice as large in homosexual men as heterosexual men. The other is the sexually dimorphic nucleus, which is much smaller in homosexuals compared to heterosexual men. Because the hypothalamus plays an important role in sexual arousal and sexual behavior, it's understandable why there might be differences there. Now, one major source of input to the hypothalamus is the amygdala. The amygdala are a pair of almond-shaped structures that are thought to code for emotional memories. When you engage with an object or an event, and something happens that produces an emotional response like pleasure or pain or fear or anger, the amygdala will store memories of the emotional nature of the thing or the event. Being related to emotional memory, they're also critical in the production of emotional responses and the feeling of emotion. Two of them, one on the left and one on the right. And it has been shown that connectivity of the amygdala is different between men and women and heterosexuals and homosexuals. Homosexual men and heterosexual women have more widespread connections in their left amygdala, with homosexual women and heterosexual men having more widespread connections in the right amygdala. The third difference occurs in the connection of the brain's two hemispheres. The brain has two sides, and those two sides are connected to each other through a series of fibers called commissures. One in particular is the anterior commissure, which connects the amygdala as well as the temporal lobes. In homosexual men, the anterior commissure is much larger than in heterosexual men, although this finding has been highly debated in the past. Interestingly, Many of the differences between orientations match the differences between the sexes, but in the opposite direction. Or, simply put, gay men tend to have brains like straight women, and gay women brains like straight men. At least in these specific brain areas.
Now, what exactly all of these differences mean and how they contribute to differences in sexual orientation is somewhat unknown, but it's likely that they have an effect on how the brain processes sexual information. So now I'm going to talk about brain circuits that are dedicated to sexual behavior and how they are differently activated in heterosexuals and homosexuals.
Marcus is a connoisseur of anything that's free, so he was happy to read the disclaimer.
In all people, there is what we might call a sexual attraction circuit, or maybe circuits would be a better way of putting it, because there's a whole bunch of different things going on. And these are brain areas responsible for
perceiving sexual images, creating a sense of attraction and arousal, and then moving towards whatever we find attractive in a sexually appropriate way. Briefly, there's a visual system involved in perceiving sexual images. Two areas in particular, the extrastriate body area that responds to images of bodies and the human form and is critical in identifying the human shape, and the fusiform face area, which does, well, exactly the same thing, but with regards to faces. Now, there is a widely known, but maybe not so widely understood, reward center in the brain. This focuses largely on the striatum and utilizes dopamine in response to food, drugs, pleasurable things, and of course, sexual partners. Many cortical areas are connected with the striatum that regulate these functions. And then there is a motor planning system, which plans out behaviors that you want to engage in. Of course, when you see something sexual, you don't just sit there, you want to have sex with it. And so parts of the parietal cortex and premotor cortex do just that. They plan out and coordinate movements. Together, these three systems make up an extensive network of brain areas dedicated to sexual attraction, among, of course, many other things. Research has shown that each of these three parts of this sexual system will become active when you see sexual images, but specifically when you see images of the type that your preference would predict, meaning that the opposite sex lights up the heterosexual brain in these areas, and the same sex lights up homosexual brains in these areas. One thing that has been done that highlights this even more, which I think is quite interesting, is that the sweat of males and females contain testosterone and estrogen-like compounds that are thought to be human pheromonal signals. Pheromones are chemicals that animals send off of their bodies into the air that other animals of the same species can detect. When you smell these compounds, certain areas of the hypothalamus become activated. This happens when straight men smell female chemicals and straight women smell the male compounds. The opposite is true of homosexuals in exactly the way that you would expect and predict. Gay men's hypothalamus becomes active in the presence of men's sweat and the men's pheromones, and gay women with women's sweat and women's pheromones.
Together, all of this highlights the idea that much of the attraction circuitry is the same in most people, but that it's what activates it that is different. And of course, all this brain activity is closely related to hypothalamic function, which, as we mentioned earlier, is structurally different between heterosexuals and homosexuals. Now, anybody who's ever met gay people, they know that there's many things that are different about them, and it's not like it's just their attraction to the same sex, and that's it. A lot of work has been done indicating that there are cognitive differences between sexual orientations as well.
Cognitive testing has shown us that there are differences between the sexes, but also differences between the orientations in the opposite direction. Here's a nice little chart I compiled of some of the main ones, or the big ones that people know about. Men tend to be better than women at mental rotation and spatial perception, but worse at verbal fluency. The same is true when you compare homosexual men to heterosexual men, and homosexual women to heterosexual women. Or, in other words, gay men perform like straight women, and gay women perform like straight men. Some functional imaging work has been done that may explain some of these differences. In a study of resting state fMRI, it was shown that gay men had less activity in the supplementary motor area, shown here. This area is thought to be necessary for planning movements, and so is critical in mental rotation tasks. Homosexual men also had less activity in the left occipital gyrus and left middle temporal gyrus, seen here, compared to straight men, an area thought to be critical in visual spatial processing and may contribute to the differences seen in spatial perception tasks. And finally, straight men have been shown to have more activity in their left brain than the right brain in the supramarginal gyrus, an area important in verbal understanding. One theory is that men have verbal function mostly on their left sides of their brain, while women have function more bilaterally, or on both sides. Homosexual men have reduced activity in the left supramarginal gyrus compared to straight men, indicating that this might be the case, and that their brains, at least with verbal fluency, perform more like straight women's than straight men's.
Collectively, all of the research that I've talked about so far points to the idea that disruption of normal gonadal sex hormone function affects the organization of brain during development in utero, and that this changes the structure of the hypothalamus to be responsive to the same sex as opposed to the opposite sex. The organization of other brain regions, most notably cortical development, will tend towards female typical organization, and the sexual functions of the hypothalamus will be more female than male. Now, at least in some brain regions, it appears that homosexuals have brain structures and functions more like the heterosexual orientation of the opposite sex, while still maintaining the physical bodies of their given biological sex.
Now, importantly, all of the information that I've covered here is not mine. I do not have the time or the money to run hundreds of experiments. All that I've done today is show you the results of hard work from neuroscientists over the years. This is simply my presentation. So if you're interested in learning more, then please check out the links and references that I've got in the low bar. And as always, thank you for watching, and have a wonderful day.
Another day alive, another day free. Why would I wake up trying to be somebody other than me? Why it's knowledge, wisdom, understanding. Man, woman, and children. Sun, moon, and stars. Everything exists, has to coexist within. Like I said, another day alive, another day free. Why would I wake up trying to be somebody other than me?
Nah, she good, Drop. She good. Talk to me, Red. How you feel about that presentation, brother?
I mean, it don't prove
Change
that
my views.
they born gay.
Word up. But honestly, that taught me some. When I was going over there before, I didn't even know anything about the neurological aspect of it. I didn't know about the drugs that are given to women in their uterus and the feet. I didn't know anything about any of that, y'all. Like, I'm dead serious.
Right.
These are things that I never knew anything about. I never knew the when you quoted, like they said, that the imperative ages, your urges and everything drop down. And then when you get back to it, I didn't know anything about that. See, like I said, we all teaching each other. Each one teach one. It's just a great conversation. I just figured your shit out. The Stones will cry out. I've been trying to figure that shit out for a minute. I just saw it just now. The Stones will cry out. That's a fact, man. And Clarice, I don't care if you do no damn pay. You still gonna be Team God, and I'm coming over there to get at you too. It ain't nothing but love, though. And you know I would never go against you or your son. Your son, that's the case. That's our son. You know what I'm saying? And you better not never call me and tell me somebody did something to him. Like I said, I got two friends that are actually gay, and I love them both. I've never I don't know. When I was younger, y'all, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I had the whole foolish attitude because I was confused and I didn't understand anything pertaining to homosexuality, to lesbianism, now the LGBTQT. I didn't know and me, not trying to sound funny, and I'm glad I'm a different person today. I didn't have I didn't even have the willpower to learn about it. I just wrote it off. Fuck that, that's wrong. So what? You know, everybody, I was the one, I ain't gonna lie to y'all, I was the one that was running around calling people out their names, bashing people that was gay. Until y'all remember my mom's got a phone call one night from one of my cousins because he was in the drag queen and stuff like that, and they broke his ribs and busted his mouth open for no reason. You dig what I'm saying? He went to one of the drag shows in Union Square, and he was coming home from work. My cousin was put in the fucking hospital just because he came out one night to express himself. Me personally, what I have a fear of homosexuality. Not of it bothering me because I'm not a gay man. I'm a heterosexual man. That's not what I have a fear of. I have a fear of the evil that's in people's minds. And I actually am glad. That's one thing I'm glad of. I'm glad that they just made these hate crime laws because I don't think it's right for you to just want to put your hands on somebody or hurt somebody or kill somebody just because of what they feel. Lee, I see you in the building. Salute. D-Sep for life. How you feel about that, Red? Talk to me.
I definitely agree with that, bro. You know what I'm saying? I don't wish harm upon nobody. You know what I mean? Except a pedophile or some shit like that.
That's a fact.
You
Death
know
to
what I
all
mean?
pedophiles.
You know what I'm saying? Your sexual preference doesn't deserve violence. You know what I'm saying? Like, I agree with you. You know what I'm saying? My issue is just how it's being pressed upon society, predominantly children.
That's a
You know
fact.
what I'm saying? We're in a society where, you know, an 8-year-old child can't smoke as they shouldn't, can't drink as they shouldn't, can't drive as they shouldn't. But they could
Boom,
wake up
boom,
one
boom. I
day,
see you in the building, girl.
but they could wake up one day and say, I want to chop my pee-pee off because I want to be a girl.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's that's kind of crazy. You know what I'm saying? And I also
And
feel
that
like,
part, what you just said, is real.
right, I feel like what you and Wax said also is facts. It's not so much that they're groomed, it's more like they're allowed. You know, like you said, it's negligence to that. You know what I mean? A lot of moms, they think that shit is cute. They think that shit is cool or whatever. You know, it's okay, but it's not. You know what I'm saying? It's really not. You gave birth to a king, and that's what he should be in every aspect.
Word. That's a cold-blooded fact. That's a cold-blooded fact. But you know what I learned? And I had to understand this. I really had to go through this. Like I said, I'm from the era. I'm a 70s baby. So I did grow up with the ignorant mind state, the
True, I'm
disrespect.
born
And
1980.
that's a
True.
fact. I grew up with the craziness, man. I'm just glad who I've matured to be and who I've evolved to be because, like I said, I don't think that anyone except a pedophile or somebody that's misusing children or elderly person, you know what I'm saying? Them deaf to all of them type of people. You dig what I'm saying? But nah, you can't knock nobody because of who they love or certain circumstances that they may have been through, they may have been exposed to, they may have been subject to that made them feel who they are as an individual. I can't knock nobody for who they feel as they are. You can't take away from a person. You can't say a person does not have moral compass because they're in love with the same sex. I don't agree with that bullshit because it's a bunch of heterosexual people out here that are some of the most evil and wickedest people that God has ever created.
That's a whole fact.
But once we deal with respecting each other, respecting each other's boundaries, respecting each other's space, hey man, we ain't gotta agree with everything, but once that respect is in line, yo, we ain't got nothing but love. That's the beginning. That's the beginning right there, man.
The big thing about it, man, it could be just another thing here to distract us from what we really need to be focused on, man. You know
I
what I'm
believe that
saying?
too.
It's just another way to divide us.
I believe that too. Because shit, I done seen, like I said, and I never thought that I would have this mindset. Alhamdulillah. Certain things, like I said, just because I don't understand why people do certain things, that does not give me the right to judge. All I can do is pray and try to inform and enlighten with the literature and the acknowledgement that I have to certain things, but that don't mean a person has to grasp to it. You know, but as long as a person is living, first of all, you're paying your bills, you're living your life, you're not trying to inflict that or just push that agenda. That's my whole thing. This why this great conversation and this whole show came up actually tonight. Shout out to Clarice Bradley. Shout out to R&B Tizzle. I hope she's okay. But this conversation came up because I said like when it comes to public school, junior high school, I have to understand that. High school, I have to understand that because, you know, they teach you sexual education in high school. They even have some classes of sexual education in junior high school. So that right there, even though I don't agree with, because I still look at them, you know, we older as children, I have to understand that. But when it comes to the babies, pre-K to the 5th or 6th grade, in my opinion, if I had a chance or a vote, I would vote that the whole situation with the LGBTQ plus lesbianism, gay, I would keep them out of the classrooms.
Right.
I would keep that out of the classrooms.
I would keep it out of high school. I mean, with everything, all this other stuff you can't do until you 18. Why is this not one of them?
That's, you know what? That's a hell of a point there too. Because they say 18 to party. No, what was it? 18 to party, 21 to drink?
Fact.
And I think that's a sad rule. I think it should be 21 to party, 25 to drink. I've always said that. I've always said that.
Your 18th birthday, you was just 17 yesterday.
That's right. Word up. Clarice said, she said, we hear school talk about because these kids go to school and express their true self. And you know what? That's one thing Clarice said that I got to give her props for. That's some real shit. And I'm being very, very serious right now. Just because, like my opinion, red opinion, wax opinion, just because we have our opinions pertaining to what we think it's supposed to be, that does not have the right to dictate to our children who they are. And don't. Even if we don't agree. Even if we don't agree. That's a straight up fact. Yeah, men say, we want our boy to be a boy, we want our girl to be a girl. But unfortunately, sometimes, y'all, that's not how our law wants it. And today in time, we have to pay attention to this. It was always there, like Clarice said, but back then there weren't certain things like social media. Certain things were hidden. Certain things were shunned. Remember back in the days, there was always, they called it bull daggers, homosexual men. But because of the fear of scrutiny and the disrespect and the violence that was always categorized with this topic right here, people kept certain things to themselves and they weren't being true to themselves because of the world. Do I agree with it? No, I don't. Do I think this is a whole plot to help de-escalate the population and the growth of us as a people, as the human race, especially the black race? That's just my opinion. Yes. Every race. The human race. You dig what I'm saying?
No doubt. It's really the only race.
Word up. Humanity. That's all I'm really living for is humanity, man. Word up. Well, goddamn it, we had a great one. I ain't gonna keep up too much of your time. My man Red, you want to tell him anything before we get up out of here? I appreciate you for pulling up, man, as you always do.
Yo, real talk, before you do get out of here, I wanted to suggest a topic to you to talk about. Yo, like,
talk to me. Let's get it.
I got this question I want to ask, and it's why do we focus so much on making it out of the hood instead of making the hood better? I want to talk.
You know, I spoke about that.
Oh, you did?
In my opinion, the neighborly part is gone. Because you notice when it comes to us, we call it the hood. But when you go to other ethnicities and backgrounds, we say, we're going to their neighborhood, because the neighborly part, like I was talking about this. Remember back in the days, if I didn't have, if we didn't have a cup of sugar, our mother tell us to go next door and get a cup of sugar. Go next door and get a cup of flour. The neighborly part, I just don't see it that much no more, Red. Like, I don't see the neighborly part of, like they said, it takes a village to raise a child. And it takes a community to keep a village in order. I don't see the yearn for people to just go out like they did when we was coming up. Like, you know how we was coming up and the old timers would tell us, yo, man, you shouldn't be doing that. And your parents, if they was out here, you wouldn't be doing that. No, that ain't the way to go, young blood, or that ain't the way to go, young sister. It seems like, in my opinion, a lot of people today are just dealing with so much pain. They're retracting back from being helpful. They just want to just worry about their own, because it seems like we're not getting nothing when we try to talk about certain things except disrespect. But we're going to get over that. Right now, the conversation that we had tonight, shout out tonight to Super. Super thought it would go wrong. Shout out to Clarice. Shout out to everybody that participated tonight. This is what we got to do, y'all. We got to start communicating better. My man Gold Brown in the building. That's my A1 from day one. Niggas don't even know who he is, but I do. And me and him was having a conversation yesterday about certain things pertaining to us and our sons because of the way we raised up, because of our bloodline, because of the things that we were subject to, the things that we had to overcome.
Right.
You dig? Because of certain things I go through with my son, certain things he goes through with his son. And we was having this conversation about what we went through when we was coming up. So it's inevitable. It's inevitable, but we do need each other. Like I said, if he need me to talk to, he know I'm here, and I know if I need him to talk to, he's there. I just think as a whole, if we stop just keeping this motherfucking pride thing up with us, where we feel as though, or stop worrying about what somebody is gonna say, because our mind, I think your mind sometimes is the one that puts these thoughts in your mind that it's gonna be a negative reaction. That's something that your mind told you. It might be a beautiful reaction. We're so afraid to talk to each other because we're worrying about what's going to come after that. We got to stop worrying about, we got to start bringing these things to the table and getting these things off our mind, because these communications is going to help us in a totality, and it's going to help us individually, man.
No doubt. Salute, man. Salute.
She said, what age did you party? I stopped partying. I ain't going to front, Clarice. I've been partying since I was about 15, 16. But I stopped partying. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I stopped partying. See, I got cousins down here with juke joints and clubs, but mostly when I'm there, I'm actually not there partying. I might be shooting a game of pool. I might get a sip of Hennessy, but I'm there for the security aspect as far as family. I'm not even really there to party and stuff like that. I just get out every now and then to just enjoy myself. Just get some good air, man. I get a better nut, tell you the truth, reading. That's just who I've grown into. Like I said, I'm 51 now. They say when you they said boring is more safe.
That's a fact.
Ain't that it? They say boring is safe. I'm with that then. I take that. Word up. But to everybody that pulled up tonight, man, I appreciate y'all for coming up. I'm telling you, like Clarice said, she said, say that again. And that's another thing we got to start doing. She said, we're not invested in our hoods no more. Like Red said, everybody is trying to leave instead of trying to. But then again, Red, like I said, me and my man was just talking about this earlier. Some of them neighborhoods that we got away from, y'all, unfortunately, there's a dark cloud. There's some dark clouds in these neighborhoods that if you have any sense of survival, sometimes you have to leave. It's turning into gladiator schools in our neighborhoods, y'all.
Well, that's a definite, man. You know, I agree with that at all. I agree with that totally. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like I feel like that's pushed on us to like get out before make it better is pushed on us. You know what I'm saying?
That's
so
a fact.
It's like I think that's fucked up.
That's beyond fucked, because I didn't even think about it until you said it like that. They've been telling us that since we was children.
Right.
And when my grandparents was coming up, they was telling them to go to the hood because they from the South. And now that my grandparents in them age, they're telling us, yo, them neighborhoods that were once so beautiful, we have to leave because of the crime and the poverty and the drugs and the mental illness. Man.
That's right.
Clarice, good night to you too, girl. I appreciate you for pulling up, man. Next time you better get up here on this daggone show with your typing ass. You need to be a stenographer. You're missing your calling. Word up, because you type like about, what, 75,000 words a minute, nigga? You should be in one of them damn, you should be a stenographer or something like that, or a great secretary, because you type faster than me, Bruce Lee. Nah, I'm just fucking with y'all, though. But I appreciate y'all. We're going to wrap this one up. This is the first episode of Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus. And y'all know what the topic of conversation was, but it was a great one, man. Shout out to Wax AP. Shout out to my man Red Pill. The Rian was in the building. Shout out to the OG Yak for pulling up. Shout out to everybody in the building. Clarice, Bradley, Drop Guard, Boom Boom Room, my man Gold Brown, A1 Day One, Big Super in the building, FTC Vice, Dog Soldier, my man Lee. Everybody that pulled up, man. Miss Annette from 115th Street, always a queen. Come on, man. You are now rocking. Shout out to my man Sean Prince for pulling up, Dark Skin Beauty for pulling up in the building. Not to forget them, you dig what I'm saying? Last but not least, my man Big James, my Nigerian brother from over there. I can't wait to get over there and check out Nigeria. You dig? Because he told me the food and everything over there is excellent. Can you dig it? Dunbars, my brother from another mother. Team Guardian. Shout out to DMW Shots. Shout out to Hank McCoy. Shout out to everybody. Matter of fact, y'all, shout out to King Crego. Shout out to my man Shaq. I heard from King Crego, y'all. Shout out to Medicated Wookie, everybody that pulled up. King Crego was in the building. Everything is all right with him, y'all. Another day alive, another day free. KD the Kid, I ain't forget you. I ain't forget you. Pardon me, beloved. Another day alive, another day free. Like the gangster said, why would I wake up trying to be somebody other than me? Yo, Red, salute, baby.
Salute, King. Peace.
Peace.
Another day alive, another day free. Why would I wake up trying to be somebody other than me?
Said too. Shout out to Boom 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 for coming up in the building, being in the room. Don't make it your last time, girl. Let's go.
Another day alive, another day free. Why would I wake up trying to be somebody other than me?
Yo, City Bama. We came a long way from the house of Rayford, brother. Ain't no more chicken on the floor. Ain't no more chicken on our hands. Shout out to Toby and the whole house of Rayford. Peace and love, y'all. I'm out of here this time. Let's go.
Another day alive, another day free. Why would I wake up trying to be somebody other than me? It's knowledge, wisdom, intellect, man, woman, and children. Sun, moon, and stars. Everything exists, has to coexist within. Like I said, another day alive, another day free. Why would I wake up trying to be somebody other than me?